Hey y'all, it's time for another episode of What's Cheering Me Up Right Now? Yay! Which I just feel like I always go too long in between. Grammar's already got me, which is overdue. I feel like I could stand to film What's Cheering Me Up Right Now like every 4 or even 3 weeks. And yet somehow I could even do it every 2 weeks, TBH. As frequently as new makeup releases. But I feel like I end up going like a month, 2 months. I think about it all the time. I'm always filing things away in the back of my mind to put in this video. And then I think that makes me feel like I filmed it more recently than I have. Anyway, the last one was like at least 2 months ago. And I feel like that's way too long. A lot of things have cheered me up since then, and I can't wait to share them with you. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Hannah. I love beautiful things. I really like beauty products, and I do review some beauty products on my channel. I talk about makeup. I, apply makeup, do makeup looks and all of this stuff. But I feel like it's important to remember that buying stuff or even using the beautiful stuff you bought, it's not the only thing that makes you feel good. It's not the only joy in life. So in my favorites videos, like this one, I try to talk about other stuff that's been cheering me up, non-beauty related things. There is one thing in this video. There's one piece of makeup I just had to put it in because I've been loving it so much. But most of what I'm talking about is other stuff that's making me feel good, improving my life, cheering me up. Some of it costs money, some of it doesn't. But all the important thing is that it's a holistic view of favorites. And if all of that sounds good to you and you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Now, let us get into the meat of the video. Y'all, I just filmed a video before this one reviewing some luxury makeup from Violet Grey. And so I feel like the look that I am wearing right now is just very not me. Like I'm wearing this kind of cool toned red lip where it's like a shade of red that I almost never wear. I don't even know what's going on with my eye makeup. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. The product that I put on my eyes, I don't know if the video will have already gone up. I hope that it has. And if it has, I'll link it. And if it did, then if you watch it, you know that I did not know what to think of the eye look. I have a love-hate relationship with it. So just, if I just don't look quite the way, then it's okay. That's why. Let's get into the list of what's cheering me up right now. Number 1, this is something that I have been meaning to tell you has been cheering me up for so many months, and I just keep forgetting to put it in what's cheering me up right now. Painting my nails. It represents a total about face from how it's been. I think that during my no-buy year, I haven't owned nail polish for most of the time I've been on YouTube. I used to be, before my no-buy year, I used to go to the salon a lot and have my nails done. And usually I would use gel polish, like the kind that dries with like a UV light. And I did it all the time. During my no-buy year, I wasn't explicitly disallowing myself from doing that. I was allowed to spend money on like spa treatments and that's like a spa treatment, but I was allowed to spend money like getting my hair cut and getting a massage and stuff like that, because that has never been something that I'm prone to like super overspend on. It's just something I do every once in a while. So I was allowed to get my nails done during my no-buy year, but I didn't really do it. I feel like just the mindset was very like we're paring back. And so I almost never went to the nail salon during my no-buy year. So I had, for the first year or two on YouTube, it was just like very bare, natural nails all the time. Then I just got like a bug up my butt about it. And I went and had gel like overlay put on. Like they're kind of like, they started out as extensions, gel extensions, but then my natural nails grew really long underneath them and I kept having them redone, and it ended up just being like a gel extension overlaid on top of my natural nail. And I had those going for like a while. It was like most of a year. And they looked very fancy, long, structured. I was often getting sort of like interesting things done on them. And it was the whole thing. It was fun, but it was destined not to last, because then we went into quarantine because of the pandemic and the gels grew out. So then I went back to nothing on my nails. And I thought I was going to do that for the rest of my life, because I don't think I'll ever go back to doing gel overlay. It was fun while it lasted, but when I saw how long it took to grow it out and like what a whole thing it was, I was like, I can put that part of my life behind me. It's not that I don't recommend it. I'm just probably not going to go back anytime soon to do that again. So then for some videos, I don't know why this is such a long story. I started doing some press-on nails sometimes. So I'd either do press-ons or nothing. And that was great because it was so easy to put them on and off. And some of them were very elaborate. There was like a whole phase you may remember if you were here. And then only after trying all of those different ways of doing my nails or not doing my nails, only after all of that did I begin to experiment with the point at which most people start, which is just painting my own stupid nails by myself in my own room with a bottle of just regular nail polish, just painting it, and then they're painted. And I started doing that now some months ago. I just can't get enough of it. I don't know. I don't know where painting my nails has been all of my life. Here's what I'm doing. It's just every weekend when I just want a little time to myself, I go to a part of the house where no one is. So sometimes it's in here, or if the house is feeling very full, I'll go out into my little office where I usually do my writing, and I'll just take off the old polish and put on new polish. And usually I trim them a little bit. They can't get too long because it makes it hard to type. That was one of the tough things about the gel overlay. I always had to go in and have them filed down. And so when they got too long and it was hard to type, if I couldn't get an appointment, then it would be annoying for like a week. I don't know why I stuck with it for so long. I feel like once I was in it, it was hard to get out. Once a week, I remove the polish, kind of shape and file them down a little bit, but this is about the length that I like to have them. Not too long, not too short, just about right. This color that I currently have on, I don't know how well, like how color accurate the footage will end up being, but it's a very deep murky green. This nail polish is by a jewelry brand, J. Hannah, and the shade name is Compost. Here's the bottle. It is very beautiful. I only found out about this nail polish specifically because one of you messaged me on Instagram. Thank you so much. And you were like, I think you would like this nail polish called Compost by J. Hannah. And I clicked through and I was like, you are right. I do like that. And I had my eye on it for a really long time. I'm not over here impulse buying nail polish. That's one thing. I know that this is the kind of collection that can balloon out of control really quickly. I do feel like whenever I have the impulse to buy a nail polish, I go to my small collection and I ask myself, which one of those colors do I most want to use? But one of the things that's happening is that because I'm using a lot of static nail polish, which is so good, you guys. As much as I love this, J. Hannah, the end of the story about this is that I put it on my wish list for like 4 or 5 months, and then I finally bought it this month, and this is the first time I've worn it, and I am really loving it. It's darker than I expected it to be. It kind of looks like a black, but I feel like it's good for this season. It's probably also on me. Dark nail polish looks all dark nail polishes looks like black on me from a distance. As much as I am enjoying this, and I really am, it is the first non-static nail polish that I've used in quite a while, and it's really showing me how amazing the longevity of static nails really is. Static nails is all like, we've disrupted the industry with like these nail polishes that last forever, and I've just been over here painting my nails like, yeah, because I don't have that much to compare it to because it's been a long time since I owned and used nail polish. But the couple times that I've branched out into a non-static nails brand, I've noticed that it's usual for nail polish to start to chip or wear away from the tips a little bit on like the second or third or fourth day. Like I think, let's see, I'm filming this on Thursday. I think I probably applied this on Sunday. And before I sat down to film today, I had to touch up the polish. I had to cover up some places where it had chipped and then put a new top coat on all of my nails to get it all to blend together because they were looking kind of chipped. And I think that they started chipping on either Wednesday or maybe even Tuesday. So like 2 or 3 days, which I think is normal for most nail polishes. But static, I never get chips. And I'm painting my nails like once a week most of the time. So without fail, the manicure that I give myself will last from like Sunday to Sunday, like literally without a chip. It's so crazy. I now know like that it's kind of crazy. But here's the thing. I've been wearing static nail polishes a lot. So I'm always linking them in the description box, and they have one of those regular, it's not an influencer program, it's just a regular customer referral program. So it's like, tell your friends about, like, send the link to your friends, and if they click on it and they buy something, then you'll get $5 off your next purchase. And it's just trying to get people to like, they're trying to get into like your individual social network. And it's brilliant. That marketing tactic is brilliant. It's what Glossier does too. And I think that it probably works really well for companies, which is why they do it. But for me, because I'm always linking Static Nails with and they don't have like an affiliate program and they don't use any like affiliated monetized links or anything like that. So you can't monetize a link to Static. I can't earn commission on any sales that they make because someone saw me wearing it. But what does happen is that if somebody clicks on my link and then they make a purchase, I get like points. I don't know how many points you get at a time. It might be like $1 of points at a time, but whatever it is, they add up because I'm on this platform. So every once in a while I go to Static and it'll be like, I have like a $20 coupon. And I think if someone clicks through my link, they get a discount. It's like you get $5 off and I get points. And when the points add up, then I can buy like a couple bottles of nail polish with my points. And it's perpetuating because then I have more nail polish than I wear and then I link it more. And that is why, it's actually the main way that my collection of nail polish has grown. I can't believe how long I'm spending talking about nail polish in this video. It's like basically a nail polish video at this point. And I really need to get myself together and move on. To conclude, I have more nail polish than I would have if I wasn't involved in this like coupon code racket with Static, and they weren't like, my points weren't like allowing me to once in a while get bottles of nail polish of my choice for free. So my collection has grown bigger than it would have otherwise. But I'm not above dropping some dollars here and some dollars there every once in a while on nail polish because it really is cheering me up to have like an ever-changing palette on my fingernails. I've just been enjoying it so much more than I ever thought that I would. Hopefully, if this is something that you think could cheer you up, you already have nail polish, and the takeaway from this can be set aside a little bit of time every week to paint your nails, rather than the takeaway being like, go buy nail polish, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. Moving on, let's just do this next one quickly because this is something that's been in what's cheering me up right now, like almost every time for the past several episodes. I made another playlist on Spotify, and I feel like the new one is a real banger. I love it so much. It's called So Tech. Because, wait, will I get demonetized for saying that? I think I might get demonetized. If I put the name of the playlist, will I get demonetized? I'm just going to put the playlist. You can click through and see what it's called. But the title of the playlist is the title of the song, the feature song, like the title song of the playlist. And something happened to me that is so delightful, which is that I was listening to a different playlist that I had made. I was listening to Spotify and the playlist ended and then it started doing suggestions. You know, it'll play things that it thinks you'll like because it knows what you like because of what you're listening to. Boy, was it right this time. It started playing this song by an artist called La Rue, I think. I'd never heard of this musical artist before. I was listening and I was like, what is this? This is my new jam. So I went and looked, I saw what the song was called, and I loved that too. And then I started building a new playlist with this song first, like going from there and adding some things that are new to me that Spotify's been recommending, some things that I've liked for a really long time. I know that I say this every time, but I just feel like this playlist will get me going no matter what obstacle is in my way. So especially when I need to spring into action, especially when I'm really tired at the end of a long work day, but I have to cook dinner for the house, I will just put my headphones on, put on this playlist and get turned. It just gets me absolutely every time. It saves me absolutely every time. I always feel like this about the most recent one, but I feel like this truly is like my masterpiece. It's like one of my favorite playlists that I've made. And right now it's really saving me. It's really doing the most for me. So it's definitely been cheering me up. Okay, third on the list. I don't know what possessed me to do this, but in the bathtub about 3 weekends ago, I watched Brokeback Mountain, or I started it. I didn't watch the whole like 3-hour film in the bath, but I was probably in the bath for like a good half of it. And then I got out of the bath and finished watching it. I hadn't seen it since it came out in like 2005, I think. Is that what it was? 2005. I can't even look at the pictures. I'm gonna like, it just hurts it hurts too good. It hurts too much. I can't even like look at the image, the movie poster. Okay. I watched Brokeback Mountain in the theater. I actually was studying abroad in Florence, Italy, the year that it was released. And there is a movie theater in Florence that plays English language movies. And I went to the theater and watched it. And so I have a strong memory of the first time that I saw it, until recently, the only time that I had seen it, because it's truly brilliant. And it is the kind of cinematic masterpiece that it's amazing to see in a theater. You know what I mean? Especially like a movie house, let alone one in Florence. Every time I went to that movie theater in Florence, because I was studying abroad, I was learning Italian, and I was in a totally different culture from my own. I was there for the entire year. And whenever I went to see a movie, especially if it was an American-made movie and it was in English, in this movie house, a lot of the other people in the theater would be either other students studying abroad or expats. Like I would end up it was the place where there was the largest group of English speaking people whose first language was English, or probably the largest group of Americans. It wouldn't be all Americans. I'm sure that there was like a bunch of people from a bunch of different countries all in the movie theater at once. But among them was probably the largest group of Americans that I was ever in during that year. And it's not like I was like, I need to go to the movie theater and be with the Americans, but it was just a very distinct experience, cultural experience of being in this little miniature culture, like a little culture of people who, for some reason, wanted to like watch this movie in English, that had all gathered together in Florence in Italian culture for the evening. I'm sure among them were Italians who speak English and wanted to watch a movie in English. Apparently what's cheering me up right now is talking forever about each individual thing that's cheering me up right now, because we're only on the third thing. But you know what I'm also doing? I'm also right now procrastinating talking about Brokeback Mountain. I'm just going to get through it really quickly, okay? It's so good. It's a lot. It took over my emotional landscape for like a full week. I could not stop going back and like watching little clips of it and just reliving the feelings. If you've never seen Brokeback Mountain before, prepare yourself, set aside some time, but do it. Like, what are you waiting for? It's just a must. And if you're like me and you haven't seen it since you were much younger, or you haven't seen it since it first came out or something, it's worth a rewatch. And I don't know, it's interesting to see how right they got it in a lot of ways, even though it was 2005. A lot has changed in cinema since then. And also a lot has changed in terms of the way our culture approaches and appreciates the subject matter. You would think that it would feel a little bit dated in some way, or that it wouldn't have aged well in some way. And there might be little things, but overall, it's still so incredibly immersive, so incredibly affecting. My number one media recommendation for this video, for this fall, for this year right now, my number one media recommendation is to go back and watch Brokeback Mountain, even though it was released like over 15 years ago. I just love a love story. I love like a passionate love story. And I think that I also love like a star-crossed lovers, or like a tortured love story. And it's heartbreaking. Like I actually like regretted it kind of after I watched it, because I was like, it hurts. But I didn't really regret it. You know what I mean? I just felt like I was really in it, and I was like, I'm looking forward to a week from now when I will have like lived past this moment of just having watched it enough to sort of shake the pain off a little bit, because it's the things that it's dealing with that are real issues with our society. I mean, like the way in which these two lovers were prevented from being happy together. Like that is a darkness that runs deep, that is part of the actual society in which I live. So it's not just like the fantasy of it that swept me up. It's like, it's painful it's in an integrated way, you know? And I don't regret feeling that pain. Like I don't regret experiencing it. It's one of the marvels of film and of storytelling. It's just, it was a lot. But I also am just such a sucker for the love story itself. And it's so beautifully done, partly because it's based on a short story. And the woman who wrote the short story is a beautiful writer. And so there are lines in it, like I think my favorite part is the line, "There ain't no reins on this one." It's just so good. The way it's done, and the acting, I mean, goes without saying. It's beyond. I mean, Heath Ledger Both of them. All of them. All right, I'm done. We're moving on. Let's go to like a very basic B influencer, like fall favorites favorite, which is just that it's fall. Or that it's going to be, because it's actually not. Maybe this shouldn't be on the list because it's something that I keep anticipating, but it's not actually. Okay, it can be on the list. The thing is sweater weather. That's the thing that should be cheering me up right now, but it's not, because the summer is extending like into October. Here in Los Angeles, it's so hot still. I mean, it's like shorts and t-shirt weather many days. The anticipation of sweater weather is getting me really excited. I'm very much looking forward to it being cool enough for me to wear my sweaters, because knitwear is my favorite kind of wear. My favorite garments are my sweaters. If you are in a place that's currently in the midst of actual sweater weather, then I envy you. But it is coming for me. I know that it will get cool enough for me to wear my sweaters. It's just like when. I keep checking the 10-day forecast, and I'll look all the way, and at the end of the 10 days, it'll be like 75, and it'll be just like the sun. Okay, also quickly, let's do the one makeup product. I usually don't put things in, I mean, I do this in other videos and be like, I love this so much, it's so great, I recommend it, but I don't usually do it in this video. But when I was making this list, genuinely in my heart, I was like, this is a thing that has brought a lot of joy to my days lately, like genuinely, in the way that other things do. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I can't wait to apply my rose ink concealer. And it's just because it's very full coverage, very skin-like, creamy, blends right into the skin. The texture, the finish, all of it's lovely, and it is a good match for me. Like, again, I say, this is all I have on my cheek here. And look at the match I'm getting for my neck. And I know that for a lot of people, this happens all the time. And, you know, some things are a good match and some things are not. But for me, Hannah Louise Poston, it never happens. I've never had like a beautiful full coverage concealer that I could manipulate and do whatever I wanted to do with it. Grammar. But you know what I'm saying? I've never had that, like a super effective all-purpose base product in a color that's a perfect match for my skin. And so I don't have to like color correct and do all these things and mix it and blah, 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 and always feel like maybe I haven't gotten it quite right. None of that. I just use this and I do the thing and it's done, and I love the way that it ends up looking. So, I mean, I've talked about this already. I did a whole review of this couple products from this brand. And this is just to say that I still feel the way that I felt then, which is like, where have you been all my life? There ain't no rains on this one. Oh, this is another thing that is like a thing that we acquired. But I have to, this is similar to, remember last What's Cheering Me Up Right Now, I talked about that pillow, that moonlight pillow, the big U-shaped body pillow. Okay, so I was experiencing for quite a long while some really bad back pain that I felt like I just couldn't get away from no matter what I did. Getting that pillow, the body pillow, has helped me sleep in a way that I'm not like crushing the shoulder that has been hurting every night, and that's been fantastic. But the other thing that Joe and I did was we got new kneeling chairs, and he actually had a kneeling chair for a really long time. I'll put in a picture in case you've never seen one, but it's, you'll, if the picture's here, where am I going to put it? The picture's here. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about, right? It's like this chair where you can be in a kneeling position and it keeps your back really straight as long as you sit up straight in it. But it, it puts like the pelvis in a position that makes it really easy to sit up straight. So Joe has had one for a long time with wheels on the bottom. It was like his office chair, and he'd worn it to absolute pieces. Like the wheels were falling off. It was just a disaster. And so we were looking to replace it. And in going through and looking to replace it, I decided that I wanted to try it too. My back was still really in a bad way. And I was like, I've heard that the way you sleep and the way that you sit when you're working are the two really huge factors in, modern day back pain. So I'd already taken care of the way I sleep with that pillow. Awesome. But then the way I sit while I'm working, it was still not good. So I got one. Joe got one and I'll link the one we got for him because it's different from his first one, and the one that we got for me. I'll link them both down below. His is, again, it's like an office chair. It's very utilitarian, and it's rolling on the bottom, and it's fantastic. It's adjustable, which is important for him because he is very, very tall, and, his proportions are just like extreme. So he needs one that he can adjust to fit him. The one that I got though, it's like a rocking one. It's got wooden rocking legs structure, the bottom. And that I think is part of what's been so amazing for me about it, because when I'm sitting on it, I'm like rocking a little bit. And so I'm engaging my core to keep it rocking. And that core engagement, the strengthening that it's doing, I think is part of what's really helping with my back. I just realized recently that I haven't felt back pain in like a month. Like I'm way, way, way better. It's not just like that my most intense pain has been relieved, which I feel like is how it was last time I filmed one of these when I was using that cushion, when I just started using it. It's beyond that. It's like I just feel fine. My whole back is like, we're great. And I actually think that I can chalk it up largely to the kneeling chair. It was an amazing investment. And that's why I'm bringing it up and talking about it in this video. The fact that I haven't thought about back pain in a month, the fact that I haven't had to manage it beyond just getting those two things and making sure to use them, that's amazing. And realizing that really cheered me up. Last two recommendations, and these are both for like dumb stuff on YouTube. One is this comedian, Brian Jordan Alvarez. I think he's been on TV. I think he was on Will and Grace. He had like a character role on Will and Grace, but I had never seen him in that. Or if I had, I didn't remember. I didn't know him from that. I don't know how I came across him. Maybe just browsing YouTube or YouTube recommendations, but he does these short caricature characters. It'll just be like 15 seconds. I think they might be TikToks and he's just like posting them on YouTube, but sometimes they're longer. Sometimes they're like a minute or two. I don't know. How long is a TikTok allowed to be? I clearly don't know anything about TikTok. Maybe we should like back away. I'm just going to back away from talking about TikTok. Let's pretend that never happened. The style of each video tends to be, he's in character as one of the characters he's created, and he's speaking to the camera selfie style as if he's filming like a vlog or filming like an Instagram live or filming like an Instagram story or something. He's like talking to the camera as if he's talking to like his followers or sending a video to family or something like that, depending on the character. So it's just him in character holding the camera up and talking to the camera about something. And the thing that he's very funny. The jokes are funny. That's, I think a prerequisite for the other stuff to go off well, the stuff that makes him truly brilliant. So the characters are very funny. He's very funny, comedic timing, all of that stuff. But the thing that makes it so addictive is that his powers of imitation, the way that he imitates different accents. Several of his characters are from the American South, as is my family. And the Southern accents, the nuances and the turns of phrase, and even like the physical characteristics, it's just, it gets you in this place. It gets you like in the tummy. You just feel like you're buzzing because it's so accurate. And then combining that, the insane feeling that you get when you watch somebody talented pulling off this unbelievable feat of imitation, you combine that with his sense of humor and like the funny things that the characters do and say. It is on another level of this style of entertainment. There's stuff like this all over YouTube. If you spend too much time on YouTube, like I kind of do, you're always being seduced into clicking like a 12-second video or like a 1-minute video because the thumbnail looks like it's going to be good or something. And it's always just like these little bites of entertainment, like LOL, like that cat stuck its head in a tin can, or like OMG, that's so cute, or whatever. What a funny joke, or like that guy's pretty funny, or whatever. There's this stuff all over YouTube. And most of it's like relatively entertaining. Like that's why it does well. That's why it goes viral. This is on a whole other level because the artistry is beyond. The talent, the execution, the studying he's done, the work he's done, all of it is. And I'm such a sucker for people who put in the work. I'm a real sucker for like intense craftsmanship in the arts. And that is what you might not, it's not like the first thing you notice, but if you get sucked into watching him like I have, that is the thing that emerges as being the baseline from which all of it springs. Like that's why it's so good. And the thing that's crazy about it too is that the characters are insane. Some of them are like bananas, but because he's so good, it feels like there's truth in what they're saying. Like you feel very compelled and connected and sometimes even moved by the weird stuff that these characters do and say. It's very moving. It's moving in a way that is confusing because it's so funny and satirical in a way, but then there's like this genuine thing underneath it. And I just feel like he's magic. This person is on this earth doing this work. He's a magical creature, and you've got to go watch the videos. I will link some down below. My favorite character has always been Rich Southern Aunt. But recently, I've gotten really into Marnie, who's like one of his OG, if not his OG character. I think she might be the original, and she's like a she's like a guru, like a universe, transcendental, like the universe is teaching you how to live and like, let me give you the wisdom kind of guru. And at the end of every single video, she yells at you to sign up for her class. So she's clearly like, monetizing her guru qualities. Marnie is like the one that's the most on the edge of like, it's like total, you're standing on like a razor's edge with Marnie. And on the one side, it's the total insanity of the humor, and it's just incredibly funny. And on the other side of the line you're standing on, it's like she is the person you've been waiting for your whole life. And the things that she's telling you are true, and she's literally saving you. And you actually really do want to sign up for her class. What I'm telling you is you should sign up for her class. I will link Rich Southern Aunt. I'll link the best of Marnie. Just go watch Brian Jordan Alvarez, get your life. The last thing that I'll say about Brian Jordan Alvarez is that he has a couple of videos mixed in on his channel where it's just him dancing to music. And I didn't watch that for a long time. I was just watching the characters. I'm a real stan over here. I don't know if you can tell. I was just watching the characters. Whenever he would post a new character, I would watch it and I would be like, this is amazing. He's so brilliant. Then one day I went back and I watched one of his like dancing alone in my house to like a Taylor Swift song or something. And I expected him to be a really good dancer. I thought he was going to be like a TikTok dancer. Like, it turns out not only is he a good actor, but he like has the moves or something. But no, it's just him. I mean, he's not a bad dude. He's not like a disaster. It's not like Elaine from Seinfeld or something, but he doesn't have like moves that he's performing. It's just he puts the camera on, and then he puts the music on his headphones, and he just dances like a wild man, like all around, flailing, full of joy, getting his life, feeling his oats, like trance dancing, kind of. But he's just filming himself doing it. And I was also very moved by that because I had forgotten that you could do that. I'm gonna like cry. I had forgotten that you could do that. And then I did it a couple times, and I really needed it. Especially as someone who was a dancer but hasn't been able to dance because of the pandemic. And I guess this is another thing that's been cheering me up right now. Can't recommend it enough. Just going alone into a room, putting on music, and just like dancing like no one's watching, because no one is watching. So you're not trying to like pull off some move, you're just moving your body. That's what he's modeling in those couple of weird, crazy videos on his YouTube. And that was a real gift to me. And I'm very grateful that I ended up watching one of those and then being led by it to do the same thing. So, all right, moving on from all of that to the final thing that has been cheering me up. This is also story time style. My wonderful internet friend, Jason, it's probably Jason, but on Instagram, it's instead of an O in Jason, it's like 3 or 4 zeros. So in my mind, it's always been Jason and always will be Jason. Jason started commenting on some of my Instagram posts and videos with lines from the song Apple Bottom Jeans. When did Apple Bottom Jeans come out? I really needed to do research for this video that I didn't do. Okay, so Apple Bottom Jeans is by, I'm reading from Wikipedia. The song is actually called Low. Shorty Got Low. I mean, the song is called Low, and I'm just telling you that Shorty got low because that's what happened in the song. It's a debut single by American rapper Flo Rida, featured on his debut studio album Mail on Sunday, and also featured on the soundtrack to the 2008 film Step Up to the Streets. So Apple Bottom Jeans, the original song, it probably came out in 2008. Maybe 2007, shortly after Brokeback Mountain. Only a mere couple of years after the release of Brokeback Mountain, Flo Rida dropped this song, now known as Apple Bottom Jeans. So Jason started typing these lyrics to Apple Bottom Jeans in my comments, and I got the song in my head. And so I went on YouTube and I typed in Apple Bottom Jeans, and I listened to, on a video, the original song, and I had that in my head for a while. It's an amazing song. It's actually like a brilliant song. And I thought that that was going to be that. Then I went about my business, and a day or two later, YouTube recommended to me in the sidebar a video called Apple Bottom Jeans by Simon and Garfunkel. And it had a picture of Simon and Garfunkel. And I was like, what's Apple Bottom Jeans by Simon and Garfunkel? So I clicked on it, and it is, and I'll link it. I'll link all of this. A cover of Apple Bottom Jeans done in the style of Simon and Garfunkel, made to look like the song was written by Simon and Garfunkel. And I mean, a cover is like not quite the word. I'm attempting to describe like a meme that's happened that I've learned about. And if you already know about it, you're watching me flailing and you're like thinking that you could probably explain it better, which might be true. This is the end of a very long filming session, you guys. I'm really running out of steam, but I'm going to try to do Apple Bottom Jeans justice, if only for Jaesoon. Here's what's happening. Musicians around the world are taking the lyrics to Apple Bottom Jeans and refashioning songs by famous artists and recording them with the lyrics of Apple Bottom Jeans, but to the melody of the famous artist's song and singing in the style of that famous artist, so that when you play the video, it sounds for all the world like it's Simon and Garfunkel singing The Sound of Silence. But then when the lyrics start, it sounds like Simon and Garfunkel singing Apple Bottom Jeans to the tune of The Sound of Silence. Oasis singing Wonderwall. But then when the lyrics start, it's the lyrics of Apple Bottom Jeans. Louis Armstrong singing I Think to Myself Wonder Wonderful World, except instead of I See Skies of Blue, he's singing Apple Bottom Jeans, Boots with the Fur. There's also a really good one with Pavarotti, except instead of opera, it's Apple Bottom Jeans. I mean, it is opera. It is. It's just instead of the words to the opera, it's the words to Apple Bottom Jeans. Just click through and watch one or more of these videos. It's funny for two reasons. One, because of the lyrics of Apple Bottom Jeans, but also the people making these videos are going all in, and the accuracy is what's really amazing. Like there are the people who are doing it making it sound exactly like the songs that we know so well and the voices that we know so well. It's just all with Apple Bottom Jeans, and everyone has agreed that this is a good way to spend one's time. The consensus is that this is a meme worth investing in, and the way that people are, like the comments, the refusal to let down the facade, the way in which everybody's all in on the joke, but nobody will get out of the joke. We're all just in it. We're all just going. When I discovered it and I started going through and listening to all of these versions of Apple Bottom Jeans and relentlessly sending the links to everybody in my household, it really cheered me up. I would say that week was one of the greatest weeks of my pandemic. So we all have Jaesoon to thank for that. I'm going to go now because this has turned out to be unexpectedly one of the longest, most convoluted, most absurdist episodes of What's Cheering Me Up Right Now ever, possibly the most. I really hope that you are feeling cheered up. I hope that it's not too much to hope that even just thinking about being cheered up and talking about the things that are cheering me up has cheered you up a little bit. But if you're not, there's like a whole list of things now that you can click through down below this video that might cheer you up, that have a chance at cheering you up in the way that they have cheered me up. I'm glad that I was able to offer them to you, and I hope that some of them will work their magic on you the way that they have on me. Thank you so much for watching this video, so much for spending this time with me. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you aren't subscribed, like the video, all of that business. But more than all of that, don't forget to take extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.